Hey guys, Venixk here, back with more Persona 4 Golden. Last time I assume we did some social links, probably did some annoying conversation stuff, and we're getting very close to one of my favorite parts of the game. I'm hoping it's this episode. We shall see. Right, so let's see. Blah blah blah. It won't let me do anything tonight because we're very tired. Almost committing murder does that. Oh! Hey, Igor.
Welcome. It's been quite some time.
It's been a while! It seems you've been summoned to the Velvet Room.
Do not be alarmed. You are fast asleep in the real world.
Oh, thank God.
I have summoned you within your dreams.
So could you just do that all the time, then? So I don't have to go to the stupid door? No?
Now
okay.
then, your journey has taken you quite a distance thus far.
Yes, very true.
Do you believe you'll be able to successfully solve this mystery?
No, man, I'm so totally lost, got no clue. Of course I can solve it, Igor!
Splendid!
Wouldn't have come this far if I couldn't.
The precise destination of this vehicle, that too is getting rather hard to judge.
So I don't think I mentioned this before. Maybe I did. But the Velvet Room is in every Persona game. But it's always different. In this one's a limousine. In Persona 3, it's an elevator. Persona 2, I believe it was a jazz lounge. I don't know about 1 and 5. But it's always representative of a theme in the game. In this one, because we're in a limousine, the theme is that we're going somewhere. There's a destination, but we don't know where the destination is. Like, that's what all the fog is in the windows. I realize I'm pointing at it with my hands, but there's no webcam, so you guys can't see that. Mouse? Mouse. Fog. Windows. There it is. So the point is that it's symbolic, okay? Okay, moving on.
If we continue driving blindly, we may end up leading you further away from the mystery that you must reach.
Yeah?
Well, why don't we take a moment to look back on your journey?
Dude, your eyes are so fucking bloodshot.
It was for that purpose that I summoned you here tonight.
Igor has such a weird character model, if you think about it. He looks so evil, doesn't he?
Margaret?
Yes. Voices you've heard many times before echo in your mind.
What's right? What you should choose to do in life. The answers to those things lie within you.
So specifically, these are all the people I've maxed rank with.
We are experiencing the words engraved into your memory during your journey.
Failing to understand and failing to listen are rather different things.
Which I believe I believe I have 5 of them?
Alright, let's go ahead and think this through as much as we need.
Shut up, Yosuke!
If we
Get out of my head.
Any unanswered questions behind, we'll just be lying to ourselves.
So wait, what about Nanako, Dojima, and Marie? I maxed those 3 out. Do they not get dialogue here? Great.
I'll think as hard as I can and try to help.
Come on, we've accomplished this much together, haven't we?
Right. Together.
Quote-unquote together, Chie. Okay, I guess I was wrong.
And it seems you have comrades with you as well. Those heading in the same direction through this dense fog.
So that was weird, because I definitely got S rank with more than just Sexy Nurse. Because there was Nanako, Dojima, and Marie, and Naoto. So that's weird that only Sexy Nurse was shown there. Don't know why. Oh, because we heard the voices of my friends. The fog lifted briefly, and the car stopped. Could have sworn I saw a silhouette of people in the window.
We'll be parked for the moment, while I confirm our current heading.
This car can park? Who's driving?
As I mentioned previously, this year will signal a great change in your life. Though there isn't much time left, it can be worth your while to take the time to stop and reflect.
Right, which is them very heavy-handedly saying, hey, we realize you've been going through a lot. Just stop and think. You don't need to keep moving, don't need to keep making progress. Just stop, take stock of your situation, or else you might go the wrong way. And that's fine. That's a great life lesson.
People are like water flowing in a river. There is only one stream, but all who pass through it are affected differently.
True dat.
Some travel fast. Some change their course, experiencing countless events as they travel down the river of time.
Just so. The state of this room reflects the scenery of your heart.
The scenery in my heart's very blue and fancy.
Perhaps this may be a time for contemplation rather than action.
I just realized there's a GPS there, too. Ding dong. You can hear something in the distance. Who's ringing my doorbell at like 1 in the morning? It seems that you've been sleeping till now. You hear the doorbell ringing. Someone seems to be at the door. Alright already. God damn it, Yosuke, I was sleeping.
Missing.
Yeah, no shit.
I looked all over the neighborhood, but I couldn't find him anywhere.
I'm worried. More worried about him than you.
Yeah, me too. He was acting all weird lately. Rise and the others are checking inside the TV to see if he's gone back to the other side.
Cool.
We're meeting pretty soon, so will you come with me to Jeunesse?
I guess so. So yeah, if at the end of the last episode, you threw Namatame into the TV and killed him, then that would ultimately lead to Teddy staying missing. This wouldn't
happen. It's no use, man. We can't find him.
No luck for me either. I didn't sense anything over there. The fog's so dense it might be affecting my readings. I wish I could do better. I'm sorry.
It's okay, Rise. No one blames you. I blame Yosuke personally.
Ted, don't tell me he really went back to his world this time.
Sure, Yosuke. That's what happened.
We told him over and over that he could stay here.
Fucking hate this guy. You recall the mysterious dream you had last night. This may be a time for contemplation rather than action. That is what Igor said, but... let's think.
I guess that's all we can do right now. He plays dumb a lot, but he's attached to us deep down. He wouldn't disappear without saying anything, right?
I'm worried for Teddy myself, but let's trust in him and await his return. Right now, we must concentrate on the case.
That's cool, Naoto, but I love you.
It won't be long before Namatame is transferred to another location. We must hurry, or we will miss our only chance to get his perspective on this.
You know, I've been thinking about the case since, but something just doesn't seem right.
A lot of things don't seem right.
Let's quickly review the facts.
Cool. Review time!
All the victims, only 2 were killed. Miss Yamano the announcer, and Saki-san. From the documents we found in the car, we know Namatame had some sort of dealings with them. After that, there were multiple attempted murders in which we were targeted. It was only when he took Nanako-chan that we caught him in the act, identifying his modus operandi in the process.
Thanks for explaining the past, 6 months. That's
when I hear you put it like that, sounds like the dude's guilty.
As a result of Namatame's arrest, the police admitted that Mitsuo Kubo was a mere copycat killer.
Back up to yesterday. Remember when you said Namatame didn't have a motive to kill the announcer?
Yeah.
That's what's bothering me.
Right. Either he's completely nuts, or we're misunderstanding something.
You lost me.
Don't worry, Kanji. Someone will explain.
She's trying to say that if Namatame is sane, then there may be facts in the case we don't know about yet. Sane or insane? Sounds like a play I saw before.
When he talks about saving people, what does that actually mean?
What play were you referring to, Rise? I'm more interested in that than whatever Yosuke is blabbering on about.
I don't think there's any doubt that it includes kidnapping people and throwing them into the TV.
Could he mean saving them through death? He did call himself a savior and said that the other side is a wonderful world.
So they'll be saved if they die? What a bunch of crap! The bastard should have gone and saved himself. What do you think, Senpai?
There's something else.
If you think about it normally, it's gotta be him. But there ain't nothing normal about that world anyways.
By the way, why aren't you guys wearing your glasses? You've already established that it's helpful.
There's something I've been wondering about for a while.
Go
when
on.
we first encountered him, he said, "You're the ones I saved. Don't worry, I'll save this girl too." So, if he saves people by killing them, did he save us too? Wouldn't he actually have failed to save us?
You raise a
Yes.
good point. If he thinks that salvation comes only through death, his words to us make no sense.
Thank you for paying attention, Yukiko.
And another thing, the Namatame who appeared on the Midnight Channel said he failed to save Nanako-chan.
Well, maybe he really was trying to save the victims by putting them inside the TV. Come on, don't get all quiet like that. You guys know I just say the first dumb thing that pops into my head.
Yeah, but Chie, you're right more often than Yosuke is. Seriously.
The possibility that he truly intended to save us.
But he's still the one who threw in Saki-senpai and that announcer, right?
We have no proof of that.
Sure, we
Still,
haven't nailed down his motives, but that doesn't change the fact that he killed them.
it does, actually, because he didn't.
Or what? You think someone else was
Yes!
involved? What makes you think so?
The possibility of a culprit besides Namatame. Could there be something that proves this possibility? No. The warning letter. Yeah, why would Namatame threaten me?
Warning letter? Oh yeah! Whatever happened to that thing?
If Namatame's the killer, he must have been the one who wrote it, right?
Let's review them.
You recall that the first warning letter said, "Don't rescue anymore." And the second one said, "If you don't stop this time, someone close will be put in and killed."
Yes, that's right.
Isn't that kinda odd? Would someone who thinks he's saving people by killing them write stuff like, "Don't rescue or kill"?
Yeah, and the will be put in and killed part doesn't make sense either. If the killer was writing it, wouldn't it be more like, I'll put in and kill?
Hey, could this mean...
Namatame didn't write that fucking letter, guys. Ooh, God, I get chills. I love this. Love this game so much.
Yeah, it's almost like someone else wrote this letter.
But only the killer would write such a letter and deliver it to Dojima-san's house, right? If someone else wrote it, that could only mean...
Dear God. Since this is such an unusual case, I was absolutely convinced that other than the Kubo incident, there was one culprit.
But no, when there's two, there's three!
So Namatame really was trying to save his victims?
Shockingly, yes.
Everything is exactly the opposite of what it first seemed.
Now it's a feeling striking.
In Namatame's parlance, failing would have been the first two cases when the victims died.
True.
If he had used his method twice and failed both times, he would hardly have continued using the TV. And yet he did. It all seems to suggest that someone else wrote this warning letter while observing the entire case.
Someone else? Then, it wasn't Namatame that killed Saki-senpai and the announcer?
Correct!
We can't say for certain yet.
Well, true. There's no actual proof, but there is a lot more circumstantial evidence leading to that theory.
We urgently need to speak with Namatame face to face.
Good luck with that. You all work together to take another step toward the truth. You're filled with determination. Seekers of the truth. The Seekers of Truth social link has reached level 2.
How though? After what happened yesterday, they said they're gonna tighten security.
Don't worry, we're teenagers.
I have a plan. But there's no time to waste. Let's hurry to the hospital.
What's the plan, Naoto? I'll tell you on the way. There's no time to waste. But we can talk while going there. No time to waste!
Hey, this place is off limits.
I'm a consultant with the police. I'd like a few words with Namatame-san. May I go in?
This is Unit 252, requesting confirmation on an ID. Name of Naoto Shirogane. Ah, understood. I see. Well, you're on the list.
Sweet.
I can give you a few minutes,
That's
but I'll
convenient,
have to
actually.
record your conversation with him for security purposes. Not that I expect you'll get anything coherent out of the guy. He's been spouting nothing but gibberish.
I'd like him to accompany me as well. He has no identification, but this is an emergency situation, and he's here in Detective Dojima's stead.
I'm his nephew. It's
Huh?
cool.
Detective Dojima sent him? I wasn't informed of this.
I'll vouch for his identity.
Well, I guess
He's a
it's better
bold
than
friend.
dealing with the man himself. We have our hands full with the transport procedures, so the last thing we need is Detective Dojima running wild.
Yeah, fair enough.
Detective Adachi is busy somewhere too.
Of course he is. Probably buying more cabbage.
This is
By the way,
Unit
okay.
252. Huh? I see.
So I realize I've been making the cabbage joke a lot about Adachi, but I never actually encountered it in this game. In the original game, every time you would run into Adachi a lot at the supermarket, and he would always be buying cabbage. Like, every single time you talk to him, he's like, oh yeah, I'm just here getting some cabbage. So it's a bit of an in-joke that I didn't actually see in this game, because I hate a social link. Anyways, moving on.
Has something happened?
There's something about a suspicious object out in the lobby.
Oh no, whatever could it be? Is it a bear suit?
Ah, well then, this works out nicely. You should back up your colleagues downstairs. We'll keep watch over Namatame-san. A disturbance in a hospital lobby, after all. It sounds serious.
Very serious, ooh.
If anything happens, hit the nurse call button. I'll leave the rest to you.
Wink wink.
Understood. Please be careful.
God, their
I knew
security
they were
sucks.
undermanned, but I didn't expect it to go this smoothly.
Why were you all just waiting around the corner? Did that cop not find that suspicious?
There's nothing much inside that suspicious object.
Also, why did I need to come with you? Like, why couldn't I have just waited with them?
So he won't be gone long.
All right, and now's our chance to talk to Namatame.
And who made the report about the suspicious object? I don't know. Nod.
Namatame-san, there's something we'd like to ask you.
We won't kill you this time, we promise.
It's tempting to think that you were the culprit behind this entire case, and to be honest, there are many in this town who hope you are, but we are here to learn the truth. So please, answer our questions.
Again, he's still not, handcuffed to anything for a suspected serial killer. That's odd.
Huh?
It seems that he understands what you're saying. What should you ask him? Who's the first person you threw in? Yukiko.
Huh? Me?
Yeah. Well, I have to say I'm flattered. Is saving killing people? Huh? No.
No. If nobody saves them, they'll be killed. That's why I put them in there.
And did you kill the two girls? No. No, bro.
They were killed. I couldn't save them.
Then tell me if my estimation is correct so far.
Go for it, Naoto.
After discovering the Yamano and Konishi incidents, you realized an appearance on the Midnight Channel meant certain death. Thus, to save her from that fate, you kidnapped Yukiko Amagi. You couldn't let her be killed, so you threw her into the TV, preventing the killer in this world from reaching her. And you repeated the process as more individuals appeared on the Midnight Channel.
Yeah.
It all falls into place.
Like, not realizing, of course, that the Midnight Channel... Not the Midnight Channel, that Otherworld is what killed the people in the first place.
His body is
Ironic.
weak, but his mind is sound. He's trying to tell us the truth.
Or he's a sociopath and he's
But
lying.
if the stuff he's saying is true,
There's another killer who murdered the first two victims?
Yeah.
Indulge us in a few more questions.
So I do want to stop right there to address what I just said about him being a possible sociopath. Because like the first question I asked is, who's the first person you threw in there? And he pointed to Yukiko. He would have to be incredibly intelligent and foresightful? Whatever. To know that's where our line of questioning was going, to purposefully lie and trick us. Which is still technically possible, but nowhere near as possible, not as likely as I made it sound when I first said it. I wanted to be clear. Moving on. What should you ask him? Why did you enter the TV? So, the answer, the question he might know.
I didn't know. I never thought it would be that kind of place.
He wouldn't know these two. Why the warning letters? Huh?
What are you talking about?
Yeah, so he doesn't know about the warning letters.
I have no idea. I want to know that too.
As I thought.
You believe me?
Partially. More so than we did last night when we tried to kill you. Oh, should I not mention that? I'll
Did they
stop
find
mentioning
him? Did they find the one who did such cruel things?
that. Calm down.
Mayumi.
Please calm down. Our ability to find the culprit rests on you. We know about the other world. In fact, we're the only ones who can fully understand what you have to say.
Only you?
we did blame you for everything at first.
Yeah, it was pretty easy to.
But now I think we can accept whatever you got to tell us as truth.
Provincially.
Please, tell us everything you can, calmly and slowly.
But a little quickly because we're on a time limit.
You're willing to listen? Do my story?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
It all began when I was born in 1981.
Soon after my affair with Mayumi became common knowledge, I returned to my parents' home, as if to run away from the scandal. And I started drinking heavily to drown my anxieties. I hadn't been able to reach Mayumi at all, and that didn't help either. Mayumi, where are you? She'd been disgraced on all the afternoon shows, and forced to resign from the program she was on.
Ooh, that sucks.
I caused her so much trouble. I wanted to at least apologize to her, but I couldn't even do that.
Dude, at least stack your books up, like, evenly. Like, the other garbage, sure, you're depressed, but at least put the books so they're, all not a Jenga tower. God damn it, dude.
I lost the will and energy to do anything. Then, one day, the rumor I heard some time ago came back to me. Since I had nothing better to do, I sat down blankly in front of the TV and watched my own reflection.
But then, the Midnight Channel.
And all of a sudden, there was Mayumi.
Now, to be clear, we never saw the Midnight Channel for Mayumi or Saki-senpai.
Mayumi? Is that you? The Mayumi inside the TV looked as if she was calling to me for help.
And then...
Mayumi? Mayumi! When I reached out unthinkingly to touch her,
magic!
My arm disappeared into the TV, as if I had dipped it into a pool of water. I was so shocked that I lost my balance and nearly fell face first into the TV.
So I'm not sure why that made you think that putting people into the TV would save them, but...
I was so scared. I couldn't understand what just happened. I thought maybe I'd gone insane.
Yeah.
In the end, I
You were also
decided to think
drunk.
of it as just a dream, and I went back to the city the next day after finishing work. The next afternoon when I got to work, I was fired on the spot, as I expected.
They could have at least called you instead of making you go all the way down to the office first. I don't
That
know.
wasn't what broke me, though. It was Mayumi being found dead. And not just that, but it had happened in my hometown.
So what you're saying is you just said you were staying at your parents' house, which is in your hometown, presumably, where she was found dead. What happened to his ironclad alibi? Naote is casting his eyes downward painfully.
I was dumbstruck. But later on, I remembered the image of Mayumi I'd seen that night. Was it not a dream? Could it really have been an SOS from Mayumi?
Now, okay, I want to bring the attention to something over here on the screen real quick. I'm not sure if you guys can make it out, mainly because my videos aren't in 1080p or anything. But there's he has a tan line. Like the upper part of his neck is actually more tan than down here. Because he's been working delivery, so he wears a uniform that covers up to here on his neck, so he would get more sun here. I'm like, that's an incredibly good amount of detail. I just wanted to point that out, because I've been eyeing it for a while. I'm like, that's really good.
I hadn't touched another TV because the first time was so terrifying, but I decided to try it again.
You know, not to distract from his
And I
reminiscing,
confirmed
but
that none of it was a dream. So that image, was it something Mayumi showed me, calling for help? That's how I felt.
And eventually, you learned of the Midnight Channel.
yeah.
I remembered that when Mayumi was alive, she was chasing a rumor about some bizarre TV program.
Really? Was she? That was so long ago. In real life, I don't remember.
I'd heard about it before, but I thought it was just an urban legend. But then Mayumi appeared on it, and later turned up dead. The more I thought about it, the harder it became to believe that the two events were unrelated. Soon after that, I came back to Inaba to answer the police's questions. I'd
Yeah.
lost my job, and I wanted to know the truth of Mayumi's death for myself. Then, on another rainy night, someone else appeared on the Midnight Channel. It was a girl.
Gas.
She looked like she was calling for help, just like Mayumi. The first thing that came into my mind was, maybe this girl will be the next to die.
And that was Saki-senpai.
I'd been following all the news about Mayumi, so I noticed right away that she was the girl who found Mayumi's body.
Okay.
And if my hunch was right, she'd be the next victim. I didn't want her to die the way Mayumi did, so I desperately kept watching. I was consumed with the idea of rescuing her.
Yeah, you're entering crazy territory.
Little by little, her image on the screen came into sharper focus.
It became sharper?
How did you find out it was her?
After I came back, my father couldn't bear to see me in such low spirits, and gave me a job with the family business. I met that girl when I delivered a package to the liquor store.
Oh, this is going to be cringe, isn't it? Oh, I already know it's going to be cringe. Yeah.
After agonizing over it, I decided to meet her, and told her to be
Yeah,
careful.
dude, this is so weird. It's like you're a something-year-old man that's way too old to be talking to a teenager in an isolated area, especially after you just lost your job for cheating on your wife, and then the person you were cheating on just been found dead. Like, it's everything. Ooh.
But that same night, on the TV, she looked as if she was being engulfed by some black shape. She was...
Yeah,
That's
sorry.
why I warned her. Why won't she pick up the phone?
Wouldn't records of your phone call be... Like, when they have... Like, oh, you tried to contact the victim the same night she died?
Come
Type of
on!
bullshit?
Please! The next day, they found her dead. I I knew she was going to be murdered, but I couldn't save her. I blamed myself, thinking there must have been something I could have done. There was no one who depended on me. Nobody at work, not even my wife. Mayumi was the only one who accepted me for who I was. But she was murdered, and the same person killed another girl.
Yeah?
I was beside myself. I couldn't forgive myself for doing nothing.
You really did love Miss Yamano.
No shit. I mean, he's a crazy
Yes.
asshole.
From the bottom of my heart.
Asshole? It's a combination bastard asshole.
Before I was married, my wife made it big in show business. I was happy for her, but it put a strain on our relationship.
I think I can kind of relate.
Yeah.
It was around that time when I met Mayumi. She was interviewing our candidate for the next election. She was a big-name announcer, but she only worked with local stations, and her attitude towards work was similar to mine. We both came from Inaba, so she was easy to talk to. I knew it was wrong, but I couldn't help getting intimate with her.
I mean, you could have. You know, keep it in your pants, dude. It's not hard.
She gave meaning to my life.
Or at least, formally divorced your wife first. Seriously, man. Not that
Soon
hard.
after Saki-san was found dead, yet another girl appeared on TV. That was you. She'll be kidnapped next. And murdered.
So if you notice, the images are much clearer in his recollection of them than they actually were for us.
I
which
can't
is
let her end
interesting.
up like Mayumi and that other girl. This time, I'm gonna do something. My opponent was a murderer who left no clues to his identity. I thought hard about what I could do to protect her from someone like that. I'll never convince her. If she gets suspicious and they arrest me, who'll save her then? The girl inside the TV looked as if she was smiling at me. And that's when it hit me. I apparently had the power to go through the TV screen to the other side. Then, what if I put her into the TV and give her shelter there before the killer gets her? What are you trying to tell me? That it's safe over there? Is that it?
No, that's... Why would you think that? Put the alcohol down.
The girl inside the TV seemed to smile at me again. And I thought, no matter what kind of place it might be, it's better than being slaughtered. Once things calm down, I could just let her out again.
Yeah, totally.
If she's inside the TV, there's no way they can find her. It felt as if everything was starting to come together in my mind. Could it be that Mayumi gave me that power to
why would
prevent
you
any
think
more
that?
victims from meeting her fate?
Why would you possibly think that Mayumi gave you that power?
Was it my mission to save people? But there was a big problem. If I explained the situation to the victim, they wouldn't understand. I had already tried that and failed miserably. It seemed the only thing I could do was to take them away. If that was my mission, I'd just have to do it.
You crazy, bro.
Or so I thought. Mayumi, please lend me your strength.
No? Stop invoking the name of the dead girl you cheated on your wife
since
with.
You thought people who appeared on the Midnight Channel would be killed. You kidnapped us in order to save us.
Yes.
Mission? Give me a break! You never stopped and wondered about any of this?
It's like completely batshit insane! What's wrong with you?
I thought I was the only one who could help them. I did call the police, but they didn't believe me. I knew the area well, thanks to my job. I had a large truck, and I could move around without suspicion. I thought my job as a delivery man would be the perfect cover for my mission. I thought no one else could do it.
I mean, honestly, I'm just surprised you were able to get Kanji. I feel like Kanji could kick your ass.
But are you telling me that I wasn't saving them?
Correct.
If a person is still within the TV world when the fog appears here, they will die. Beginning with Yukiko-san, The people you thought you had been saving were, in fact, in mortal peril. It was my friends here who really saved us all.
Ah, shit,
I
son.
had a feeling that was it. When I went after that little girl and entered the TV myself, for the first time, I had some doubts about myself.
Maybe you should have entered the TV, like, initially. Just to scope out the area, make sure you weren't dropping people into a pool of lava.
You refer to Nanako-chan, correct?
Just throwing that out there.
The police were after me, so I had to get away. But I still felt I needed to do everything I could to save that poor little girl. That's why I went in after her. But the TV world was completely different than I imagined. Such an abominable, grotesque place.
Wasn't Nanako's place literally heaven?
I knew that the three of you who I saved went
Three?
back to your normal lives, so I didn't realize how terrible that world was.
Timeouts. 3?
I never knew. You couldn't even get out of that place on your own.
Timeout. Timeout. Go back to when you said the number 3.
No. That's a cowardly way to put it. I'd probably already begun to realize that it was a dangerous place. If I hadn't, I wouldn't have gone to see you all.
See us? Wait, are you talking about the concert we did at Junes?
Okay. So yeah, I was about to point out that his voice acting seemed different there. And it's probably because it was, because since the concert in Junes wasn't in the original game, this is new dialogue.
Yes. I wanted to know why the ones I
is a
saved were all
different voice
hanging out
actor.
with each other, and how much you remembered.
Hang on. Is there a...
No. That's a cowardly way to put it.
hang on.
I never knew.
Look
You
how
couldn't even get out of that place on your own.
look how different that sounds.
No. That's a...
I never knew.
No.
Like, that's a completely
That's a
different
cowardly
voice
way to
actor.
put it.
Okay, sorry.
But in the end, I couldn't bring myself to say anything and ran home. I must have felt too guilty. But all the doubts and anxieties I'd been unconsciously suppressing exploded out when I entered the television myself. I thought I was going insane. I probably did.
Yeah, it has that effect on people.
And you know the rest. When I came to, I was lying in a hospital bed.
They just changed voice actors halfway through this dialogue.
You really were trying to save people.
Is no one going to address the fact that he said 3 of people?
But I ended up doing just the opposite. What a fool.
Because, like, for the record, Yukiko, Kanji, Rise, and Naoto, that's 4. I know how to count. Unlike what Head of Time says, I know how to count. 4 people, not 3.
I always
Anyone
wanted
going to call him
enter
on
the
that?
world of politics and become useful to society.
Heh.
But after losing my job and the woman I loved, all I had left was this power. I convinced myself that world was some sort of sanctuary, and I secretly believed myself to be a hero.
Good, Yosuke. Stop talking.
I never doubted what I saw on TV, and believed everything was as I wanted it to be.
Did you go back to the original voice actor now? What is happening?
And you know the rest. When I came to, I was lying.
I always wanted it.
That's... Why? What are you doing? You're just switching voice actors!
I didn't think for myself at all. That's why I couldn't protect them.
Doesn't even sound the same.
I'm to blame for all of this.
Yes, in fact you are. Well, most of it. Well, what's done is done. Case closed!
I suppose so. But the things I've done are too serious to be brushed aside like that. I have no intentions of running away from my crimes. I'm prepared to face the consequences. Kidnapping is already a serious crime, and on top of that, I put all those lives in danger. I'm sorry.
The Midnight Channel and the other world...
Guys, he said
You can
3.
hardly be blamed for failing to understand them properly.
I mean, he could have just ducked his head in and checked again.
We must apologize to you as well. Had we let our emotions blind us to the truth, we would have piled all the responsibility on you.
Right, we gotta reach out to the truth, guys.
I guess from your point of view, people did stop dying once you started saving people.
Yeah, I mean, true, to be
The
fair.
more you did it, the more you really believed you were preventing their deaths.
It's confirmation bias.
Such a joke. I'm sorry. I'm getting a little tired.
One more question, dude.
What are you all crammed in here for?
God damn it.
My apologies. We'll be leaving now.
Wait. I beg you, please, find whoever's behind this. You children are the only ones who know about that world.
Okay, Grandpa. Don't worry about it, fam. We got this.
It's all clear now. He never committed any murders. It was another party who threw the first 2 victims into the TV.
And meanwhile, this police officer's like, what the fuck are you guys talking about? You've taken another step towards the truth. Wow, you really get Judgment Social Link really fast. Which is fine. I approve.
Now get out of here!
Get out of here!
I told you, he's almost ready to be transported. We can't have anything else happen. Sheesh. I better not see you rascals here again.
So seriously, no one going to call him on the number 3?
Nanako-chan looks like she's in pain.
Okay.
She's fighting for dear life.
This was the last place we saw Teddy, right? He was so worried about her.
How can he flake out like this when we have to find the real killer?
The police consider the matter closed. We'll have to do all the investigation from here on out.
True dat.
Let's revisit Saki-san and Miss Yamano's incidents and see if we can turn up fresh details.
But it's been over 6 months. Wouldn't the trail be cold by now?
You'd be surprised.
I know, but we can't give up. We're the only ones who understand what's really going on.
With the power of magic,
And you never know.
anything is possible.
People might remember some things now because they've had so much time to think about it.
It's not really how memory works.
Let's split up and talk to people all over town tomorrow. We'll meet up in the evening to discuss our findings.
Cool. So next episode, my
I hope
favorite thing
we
will
can find
happen.
out something about Teddy, too.
I also like how we're having this discussion over Nanako's unconscious body. Blah, blah, blah. Tomorrow we're going to search for information. Yada, yada. Okay, so that was one very long 40-ish minutes dialogue sequence. Which is still great. It's like, okay, obviously there was no real gameplay or choices or anything, but so much story happened. Like, we're finally getting to the point where everything's coming together, everything's getting explained, and we're getting so close to finding out the truth. I love this game. So next episode, hopefully, will be my favorite part of the game. Because, God, this part was still good. Like, this part had the... Like, earlier on, when we were at the... Junes. And we were, like, looking over the clues and thinking, okay, which one of these is the correct option? Like, if you click the wrong option, they tell you it's wrong, and why it's wrong. But I just chose the right ones because I'm smirched like that. God, I don't know, I just like it. Anyways, this episode, I love that dialogue section. Next episode, even better. Gonna love it, gonna love it, gonna love it! So thank you guys so much for stopping by watching the video. If you liked the video just as much as I did, please do the thing that does the thing that lets me know about the thing! And until next time, bye-bye.